Hello and welcome to a quick tutorial about using Google Classrooms for doing some teaching and learning online. So let's go to our Google account, and within our Google account you have this Google Apps menu, and Google Classrooms are available right here. So you can click on that and it will take you to your Google Classroom menu. Or you can also type classroom.google.com, and it should take you to the Google Classroom menu. So what I have here are a bunch of Google Classrooms that I've already created. This plus sign right here is where you can create or join a class. So you can join an existing class or you can create a class. When you create a class, it's going to ask you for a class name, section, subject area, and room number. And once you put all of that information in, you click on create and it will create a classroom. I'm going to cancel on that because I'm going to go into an existing classroom that I've already created. So I can click on the classroom that I'm in the process of creating, and it opens up the Google Classroom that I'm currently working on. Now this little three lines up top over here gives you a quick access to all the classes and the calendar that you have access to. In addition to that, you also have a nifty little to-do list and a bunch of other classes that you may have created. When I click on the classes menu, it brings me back to the home page of all my Google Classrooms so that I can then go back to whichever other class I would like to edit or go back to. So in my current class, there are four important aspects to Google Classrooms. One is the stream, classwork, people, and then grading. There's also this, which is the settings button, which allows you to look at the class details, similar to what the class name is, the description of the class, the section, the room number, subject area. In general, it also gives you the class code option, and you can click on this down arrow key and you can display this class code in a big format for your kids so that they can use that and put it in. Or you can also reset it or disable it depending on your choice. The stream option you can choose very wisely. If you want students to post or comment, that's one option. Or if you want students to only comment, that's a second option. Or if you want only teachers to post and comment, then you can choose that option as well. Usually deleted items can only be seen by the teachers, but you can turn it on and make it visible to the students. And you can also see some guardian summaries. So we'll come back to it in a while to see the other settings about guardians once we are able to add guardians to this class. So just in terms of the appearance of your class, right here is the title of your class. And you can also click on this down arrow key and it's going to give you the subject and a little bit more information about what this class is. You can also look at the class code right here. If you click on this square, you can again see the class code in a larger format, which you can then give to the kids so that they can type it in. And lastly here, in addition to the existing theme, if you don't like it, you have an option of choosing different themes from here, from English, history, math or science, arts, sports, or other themes, which are right up here, and you can choose one of those, and that will change the appearance of how your class looks like. You can also upload a photo, which is what I've done for your class, and that is what will form the theme for your class. Now, in the stream section, right now you can see that there are some postings that I have done. This is where you will see some of the classwork postings or the announcements that have been posted to your class. You can also reuse a post. So when you click on that icon, you can select some of the posts that were already there, or you can create the copies of the post as you would like. So that's your stream. And within the stream, you can also see what are the upcoming due date assignments that you would like. Now, in the classwork section, which is at the heart of Google Classroom, it is very important to sort of see the structure of the classrooms. Topics, you can click on this orange button or this create button to create assignments, quiz assignments, questions, materials, or you can reuse a post. But topics in here are very important and are kind of a module or unit of study. So in this case, what I have done is I've created two topics. One is the teaching and learning, and the other one is the assessment topic. So within those topics, then you can post assignments, wherein I have posted the assignment of how to create and use Google Classrooms for online teaching and learning. And then you can post different resources within that. So let's create an assignment right here. So if I click on an assignment, it's going to give me a title. So I am going to say how to use Google Sites for teaching and learning to facilitate online teaching and learning. And then I can have some instructions in here. So if I want to add, say for my sites lesson, I am going to create some materials such as these, which is a presentation, and what are the goals for the today, and I might want them to create a site and talk about their plan, what their plan is going to be. So this is a resource that I want to post on my Google site. And I also want to post a cheat sheet about creating Google Sites, and I've created that in a PDF format or a Google format, and I want to link that to my Google Classroom. So in that case, I'm going to, let's say, go here, click on this, and then create a shareable link. And I'm going to get that link, go into my Google Classroom, and I'm going to say add, either from the Google Drive, or I can directly add the link, and that would add the file that I want my students to view. I can also change the permissions. They can edit the file or they can make a copy, but I want them to view the file. In addition, I can also add a file directly. So if I have a PDF document, I can just link a file right here. So in this case, let's download this as a PDF document, and I'm going to have that available to me. And then I go back to my Google, it's right here. And when I go back to my classroom and I want to add a file, I'm going to go into my uploads, and in my downloads, that would be my first document. Yes. And I open that up. That's the file. I upload it, and it will be available on my Google Classroom assignment sheets. So I have some of the instructions in here. For resources, this is for all students. I can assign the points as I want, or it's ungraded in this case because it's more of a resource. If I want a due date, I can set the due date right here where I have the date and the time. In my case, I'm not going to set a due date, so I'm going to keep it no due date. And the topic, I want to make sure that I add it to the topic that I've created, which is the teaching and learning. And we are going to talk about rubrics in the next video, where how we can create rubrics for certain assignments. So you can, once you're okay with these settings, you can add some instructions about this. I also have a video that I can create or attach using a YouTube file, which I have a screencast for the Google Sites that I can link here. And once I do that, I can say assign, or I can see schedule. If I see schedule, I can specify the date and the time when I would like it to be scheduled, or I can save it as a draft. So when I save it as a draft, it's going to show up right here in the gray, and seeing that it's a draft, and then I can modify it or I can add to it. When I say assign, it's going to show up something like this. So I can go into the assignment, and I can see that this is already assigned. It has all the materials and resources, and it also shows up in my stream. So all the students can see and can comment on it right here. So that's how you create your topics and your assignments. You can also do a quiz assignment, which looks like this, and you can use different forms for quiz assignments. You can create, you can just attach materials and have some announcements, or you can reuse posts. So you can reuse posts from different classes that you've already created, or you can also choose different classes, and all the different posts that you've created or assignments you've created, you can reuse those. So that's your quick tour of the Google Classroom. In Google Classroom, this is your Google Class Drive, which anyone can click on, and they will be able to see all the resources that you've posted on your Google Class Drive, and they should be able to access that. When your students submit work, they will also be able to, you will also be able to view it in this resource drive. So, and the Google Calendar allows you to post some upcoming schedules or assignments as you need. So that's your quick tour of the classwork. And then we go to people, and in people you can add teachers by clicking on this icon, and you can invite teachers. And for students, you can either give them this class code and they can join the class, or you can add them through this little icon. And when you type your email, if you're in the school distribution listing, the names will show up. So I'm going to add Dr. McGuinness, and I can see Dr. McGuinness right here. And if I click on that, I should be able to add her to the class. Same goes with Dr. Galston. So I can add them into the class, and they will be invited to the class. So I'm going to take you to one other class where I have some students added in. So let's go to that. And in here, you can see that there are some students who are added in here, and I can click on invite guardians, and I can invite guardians to the Google Classroom as well. So I just need to type their emails in here, and I will be able to send them an invitation. So that's another way of inviting guardians and students to your classes. So going back to my resources online class, this is where this is how your postings will look like in your stream. And last but not the least, you have your grades. Right now I do not have any grades to show you, but this is where you will be able to see all the grading. So let me see if I have some in here. So we have some people in here, and we have your grading could look like this, where you can see all the different people who are participating in the class, and their assignments and what their totals are. This is a quick tour of Google Classroom. I hope this is helpful. Google Classroom, especially the new version of Google Classroom, is very helpful to post articles, to post different resources, and have a very purposeful online interaction which supports teaching and learning. So I really like it, and I hope this tutorial is helpful to you. Thank you.